Well, last night we saw everyone from the crowds on the Mall to the royal family to the Archbishop of Canterbury united as they jigged along to the British musical establishment on stage here outside the palace. There were no modern-day Sex Pistols, of course, but does a younger generation, whose idols are yet to receive their knighthoods, feel as in tune with the monarchy? Porrick O'Brien has been finding out.
This weekend, the soundtrack of pageantry isn't all acoustic. And it's not all deferential either. An Urban Arts Festival, Bristol. It's not an alternative Jubilee celebration, it's a slightly subverted, parallel one.
Have you got any kind of negative reaction to it at all?
I don't really care. To be honest, I'm just painting.
What's happening here is more complicated, though, than some kids having a pop at the Queen.
You've just got to have a commentary on, you know, what society is and what's happening at the moment.
But celebrate it at the same time?
Yes.
Speaking of social commentary, the rapper Plan B's views on the riots and politics have earned him that precarious accolade, the voice of a generation. So, the royals comment.
Because they've always been there, they represent the heritage of my country. It's almost like the Nike tick on a trainer. Do you know what I mean? Does Nike trainers or the company Nike or Adidas mean anything to me? No, but I enjoy wearing their clothes and stuff, and you know, I enjoy living in this country. Although we have a lot of issues, I'm very proud to be from here. And
so it's like brand Queen.
They're a brand, yeah, they're a brand.
Back in Bristol, the punks have had kids, and the idea that the kids all have the same take on the monarchy is, of course, nonsense.
Even if you don't believe in the Queen, you should still come together. It's like culture, isn't it? It's like the Egyptians have the pyramids, we have the Queen. It's like part of our history.
The Jubilee celebrations then here in Bristol are seasoned with subversion. A quintessentially British subversive celebration. Next stop in our temperature gauge tour of how the youth of this country feel about royalty, Liverpool. In my day, it was citizenship class at Childwell Secondary School, Liverpool, a DJ workshop exploring cultural identity. Some pupils stay behind and become our focus group. Hands up if you think we should scrap the royal family, not have a queen, not have a royal family. You do. One person. Why?
Because, like, if you think about it, we can all, like, represent our country together in a way. Like, we don't need one family to do it.
When you look at them, they give like the wrong impression, like not a bad impression, but for example, the way they're all white, this country is so multicultural, and like people from other countries must be thinking so people in Britain are all white.
You see people thinking that British people are all posh and all that because the royal family are and the Queen is, but we're not all like that.
Everyone tell me where your parents are from.
My mum's from Somalia.
Liverpool, Pakistan,
Bangladesh,
Nigeria.
On the one hand, some feel the Queen doesn't represent their personal background. At the same time, though, they like the fact that she represents a country they feel proud of.
Because you don't want people not from here thinking like Britain must be a bad country if they're showing us up. Like you want them to think good of us.
And it's important for you that the royal family are representing something positive about your country.
Especially because like it's my country, do you know what I mean? I live here, so I just want people to think it's good.
When you hear about celebrities like being on drugs and like getting drunk and like being like they're bad, like you just think like I've heard of loads of celebrities doing that, but when they like say if the royal family did that, it'll be like a proper shock. Like
she's just there all the time, was what young people we spoke to said the most. When pressed, though, many of them quite like the fact that she has been just there all the time.
Porrick O'Brien reporting. Well, it's not all over yet. Across the country, there have been hundreds of street parties and events to mark the Jubilee. Darshana Soni is in Stokesley in North Yorkshire.
And your next number On its own, number 3, the Royal Jubilee.
Well, I'm not sure if the Queen plays bingo, but this is just one of a number of events that they've held here to celebrate the Jubilee this weekend. And whatever your views of the royal family, many people here have said to me that it's not just about celebrating the Queen's achievements, but about celebrating Britishness, that elusive concept, and whatever that may mean. And here in this market town of Stokesley, they have a long and rich tradition of marking royal occasions. In fact, a number of residents I've been spending the day with can remember the coronation of the Queen's father, George VI, in 1937. That occasion was marked with a married ladies' race and a treacle and bun event, which all sounded rather jolly. Of course, by the time the Queen came to the throne, this town and the whole country had been through huge social changes. Mike Richardson was 3 at the time of George VI's coronation. Mr. Richardson, I won't expect you to remember that far back, but what do you remember of the Queen's coronation?
Well, the principal memory was that it was a wet day.
So no change there?
Correct, yes. We went to see it at a friend's house that had got a television, which was about the size of about 12 inches. and there was rows and rows of chairs, and as young chaps we were sat right at the back. So it really were not much aware of what was going on. But yeah.
And I love the fact that you celebrated as well with a single ladies' race. I imagine that went down well with the young chaps.
Well, yes, quite. Whether that's politically correct these days, I don't know.
Well, thank you very much for sharing your memories with us. And just a thought for you, if whatever you think of the celebrations, we probably won't see this again in our lifetime. Even if the Queen abdicated tomorrow, Prince Charles would have to live to something like 123 to celebrate his Diamond Jubilee. That's just a thought to end with.